Welcome back to a very adulting episode of The Careful Boys, where we just want to talk about something that's gonna get Bart super horny.
What?
Wait, can we guess?
Real estate.
Let's guess. Let's guess.
Real estate.
Las Vegas, Republicanism.
Donald Trump
having a MAGA boat parade.
A MAGA boat parade.
Yeah, it's always like New Jersey. Trump.
Jersey Trump. Trump.
Anything else? Anything else?
Military discount for illegal guns.
That's still too fun.
Come on, lean Bart. Think finances. Think like
finances.
Oh, it's boring.
Top 5 ways to budget.
Think business stuff that he would do for himself, but not for JK.
For myself?
Thatch Nguyen is opening up how to be a YouTuber courses.
Way more boring. Way more just Bart level boring.
Bart level boring.
You think I'm boring? He's pissed. Dude.
I am pretty boring though, to be honest.
Freaking.
I wouldn't say that.
We'll cut to the chase.
I think I'm a boring guy.
It's tax season.
Yeah.
All right. And even if this video gets uploaded later, it's tax extension season for most of us.
Till what? I always get an extension.
I filed for extension.
My freaking tax guy always gets an extension, even though I told him just not to do that.
sounds like your tax guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
Sounds like he sucks dick.
That's him.
Wow.
Hey,
My tax guy is the
this is what we wanted to talk about. All right. How important it is to get yourself a good tax person.
Yep.
That's really the video?
Yeah, it really is. Because
Hey, that's good advice. That's good advice.
it's relevant. It's relevant. Were we just talking about this at dinner?
Come on, Bart.
We're all adults now, and then this is something we all have to learn as adults.
Guys, I talk to so many. It's really funny because like especially like younger dancers or kinjas or other things that like look up to me and they ask me for stuff in terms of like advice on their career and random shit.
You should embezzle all their shit.
90% of the time, before I even get to like, oh, this is how you improve your dance or network or blah blah. Sometimes I'm like, dude, can you manage your finances when you do get paid for a gig? Like, what do you do with it?
Like, what's the P&L?
Are you buying some shit immediately?
It's like, are you LLC'd up? Do you have like, who's your tax guy? How are you handling it? And the answers are always like really the same answers that I would have given like 15 years ago. It's like, oh, I don't know, like my uncle does my taxes. I have no idea about it, blah, blah, blah. My uncle was my tax guy, my very first tax guy. The first time that I started learning something about taxes, and I was like, can I like write this up? And I started pushing him a little bit. He dropped me.
Wow.
He's like, I'm not doing your taxes.
Nikki's dad was our tax guy for a while, and same shit. He just wouldn't want to bleed into write-offs and stuff, and we dropped him.
Different tax guys have different appetites for risk.
Yeah, it's like saying a lawyer, right? Like if one guy is just a real estate kind of specialty lawyer, he's not going to know anything about entertainment. So just because they do taxes doesn't mean that they're going to know everything. And that's why it's like most people that are on a W-2, like most people that are just like working like a regular job, they don't even need a tax guy.
I feel like that's most people watching this.
Yeah, that's why it's fucking boring, because it's like
But a lot of more people have 1099s now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have a side hustle,
I think now more than ever, there's more 1099s out there than there are W-2s.
Plus a lot of people have transitioned to like work from home environment type of work things and stuff. So like even understanding like home office expenses and like
how much you could write off for your office.
or just move to Dubai and don't fucking pay anything, and then just
Honestly, if you could just live in Dubai or Puerto Rico, that would be probably sick. That's like your first thing to do.
you don't report anything.
I would live in Puerto Rico. Would you live in Puerto Rico?
I love Puerto Rico.
I hear it's a tough living.
America still takes money from you, even though you're in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have to pay up.
Go to Dubai, treat an Instagram model like she's a urinal for like 3 days.
Yeah. Then you got
Dude, did you know?
pay taxes.
Did you know that like I have friends that live in Dubai and they are all convinced that all of those stories are total propaganda.
You think?
That's what they all say.
Don't take that away from me, man.
No. I don't. I feel like it's real.
do you think it's because they're all guys?
They're not. They're girls. And they.
Oh, well, they would like it not to be real.
They don't want the secret out.
They're like expats who moved to Dubai and are killing it there.
Well, it depends on your circle.
They swear that like none of that's true.
If you're a sheik though, you're doing that shit though, right?
You do. You know why? Because they're telling you that, and then they're going and putting on raincoats and shit.
And you have a lot of schmucks in here. Like, what's the?
No,
Why would they admit that to you?
I think it's true.
I think it's true too.
But then like it's just crazy. I didn't.
Girl's got raincoat, galoshes, and an umbrella.
I just didn't think that the people who lived there were just like, oh, you actually believe that shit? I was like,
Yeah, but it depends on their circle. Like if your friends are a bunch of chefs, like they're probably gonna be like, that sounds crazy. You know, like they're out there balling out cooking for these guys.
But if they have a Mexican restaurant, they're like, oh, it's real.
that's what like it surprised me because they
a
work
couple
in
marks.
entertainment too, and they for a long time. So then I feel like something in Dubai's actual news probably like debunks a lot of that stuff, maybe with fake shit to tell their citizens like, oh, don't believe like all these.
They're like, that happens in Saudi Arabia, not Dubai.
Oh, like back in the day when I first went there, I've met a lot of like almost every girl at these like high-end clubs was an escort from the States or Russia. And I was like, this is fucking weird.
The nightlife, I'm sure it's real.
Yeah,
I'm sure that shit
I'm like,
is super
that
real.
sounds very common in that.
You're not even getting on the plane if you don't have the toilet stuff checked on your little profile. You don't even get a ticket, I heard.
The little toilet checkbox.
Sick, man. All right, give us some specifics then about like
After you're saying, though,
tax shit.
I do think, and I think like, no, there's like it's because there's a huge gap. There's a whole huge part that's missing, and the regular person gets a W-2, whatever, whether you're an accountant yourself, fucking lawyer, engineer, medical professional. Like, one of the first things that people get once they get their real job is how much do you want to contribute to your like Roth IRA or your 401k or whatever. And that's already a tax question, right? Because some of it's like you can do tax deferred contributions. So it's like even if you have a W-2, you need to be well versed in taxes because at the end of the day, the most core concept is how much of your money are you trying to keep that you make? And I think that's the number one thing. People can make 300 grand a year and they're broke as fuck because half of it is gone.
You don't have the strategies to keep their money.
And then from the 300, how do you stretch it to your family? Like how do you, because like the minute you own a home, there's like tax benefits. The car that you want to drive, there's tax deductions. This applies to everybody. 1099, W-2, all that stuff.
Even with W-2 stuff, like people oftentimes get like, oh dude, I got like a fat tax refund. But if you like really get into like the finance nitty gritty stuff, it's like getting a big refund is not necessarily a great thing. Getting a big refund means that you just loaned your money out to the government, so they're giving it back afterwards.
That's it.
But if you just do your claims and dependents the right way, so you get refunded less, but you keep more money, then you can do more with your money.
Dude, they don't get the dopamine hit of that check though.
When you see that, like the TurboTax, and like their whole ad is like, oh my god, I got a tax refund for $3,300.
That means you pay too much.
I was like, who the fuck is getting that much money back? That is crazy to me.
You paid way too much.
Paid way too much. Happens all the time.
Don't do that. So don't do that.
Isn't it crazy?
You don't want that.
Yeah, where are we at with this?
Do we not want that?
What's some specific shit like that you guys can share about like money that you've saved or earned?
Like different things. Like for example, once shout out to David from Your Creator
David,
Tax,
my
He's
buddy.
actually-
That's gonna be my buddy.
Steve put me onto him because I went from
Anthony hates me, but we have the same tax guy.
yeah, but I hate him.
Crazy.
But the thing is, because first I had like Bart said, different tax CPAs and stuff like that have like different risks, right? First I was going to this dude. Just from an old school like Chinese friend of a friend type thing. It's not even his tax CPA spot, it's his dad's, but like he was the guy who's put on like our account and our company stuff. He's just like not creative. It's just like by the book, like there's just a way to do stuff.
Yeah, he's like checking your items out at the fucking market. Yeah.
And I also assume if you're not like the client that's like bringing in multi-million-dollar accounts, it's kind of like you're just another guy that I have to do during tax season.
That's how I feel now.
What up, guys? Come join our Patreon because there's hundreds of videos dating all the way back to 2019.
That's right. If you click on the link down below, you can join our Patreon, join us on the Discord, come chat with us directly, have a fun conversation.
And this will help support the channel's growth and new ideas. And also tap into our closer community by joining our Discord and get the opportunity to suggest video ideas like the ones you've seen. Thank you guys. Join our Patreon. Help us out. Thanks.
See you guys there. Say hi to me.
There's no priority. There's no.
Not special anymore.
None of that, right?
That's like Nikki's dad.
But once we have somebody who like actually one will speak on your level, has a relationship with you in that sense where they're willing to like make you feel very Jerry Maguire, like hey, you're my client, let me take care of you type shit. And then on top of that too, they're versed in your industry. That changes everything because of the way that they can teach you things as well when you're curious about something. So even for example, for me, one of the things I used to do, I used to think that, hey, I can write off a part of my apartment when I was renting as like a home office. But I didn't know how much I could. I was just like, I guess like 20% seems pretty aggressive. So if I'm like hypothetically, for easy math, if I'm paying like $4,000 for rent, then like 20% is like, you know, just under $1,000, like 800 whatever, 850 bucks or whatever.
I think you could write up to 50.
That's what I learned when the right tax guy was like, okay, well, so one of your rooms is your office, one of your other ones you like choreograph, but like, don't you also like shoot kind of like podcasts and stuff? And like, do you have meetings in your living room? Because we can go up to 50% based off of your numbers and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I could do that? Because 50% is a way bigger deal, you know? And it's like the guy who, he's putting his license on the line, so he's not gonna do too risky either.
Yep.
But if he's telling you can do that, you're the one who's just being like, of course. Like,
Yeah, let's go. Let's do
no.
this.
I've been doing that, but I didn't think. I thought I have this office, and I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Like we shot a whole live stream in your living room too.
yeah, you know, so it's like just being able to have the right authority of a person telling you can do that,
Guiding you
also
through that
changes
process.
your entire perception of what you can do. And that I mean, think about that for years, like that adds up. I think switching to, you know, this tax guy David,
Credit
at
to me.
least credit to you,
Credit to Steve.
even though I don't like you.
No problem.
I think at least it has been like a $10,000 tax difference every year.
That's
Good for you, boy.
On bigger financial years for me, more money, you know. That's like a huge
$1,000 doru, bro.
No. You pay a lot of taxes, huh?
Having them versed in the industry you're in is so much more helpful because like I know your guy does crypto, right? So like he'll understand all
He knows
that
it all.
stuff.
Yeah.
But if you got
He knows how to write your losses.
Oh yeah. He knows how to write your losses off.
He helped. He post Luna. He helped a lot.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
But if you got a guy that
He was
like,
there for the whole ride.
let's say all of the clients are I don't know, like lawn care. And then like he's helping you out because he's like, I don't know, family friend or whatever. He's gonna be really scared to write off all this stuff as a YouTube production. Cause a lot of it in entertainment especially, it comes off like almost illegal. Cause our clothes are uniform, right? So you won't be able to write this off. And they'll be like, no, that's your casual clothes. You can't do that. But then in entertainment,
camera.
you buy clothes for the production.
Yeah.
So then people that don't want to lose their license and stuff like that, they might not be cool with whatever. So they won't take those risks. But they're not risks.
Yeah.
They're not actual risks. They're just not studying the industry and understanding what's normal in the industry. So finding, it's not just any old account. You got to find the ones that like that you're working in. So
And the
yeah.
one that's fitting your phase of life. Because like they might be good at your industry, let's say you're an actor, but then you're an actor that now has like 3 boats or some shit. Or you have like, you're starting to get into homes or whatever. They have to also understand like real estate and how to,
That's a difficult
yeah,
one.
maybe you need a LLC per house. Maybe that's the way that there's like all this fancy terms like cost segregation, all that bullshit. Like you have to start moving into that direction. And can that CPA also grow with you? You know, like that's also a thing too. And I think like the reason why I was down to move to Vegas is obviously there's the thought of it, and then I start crunching the numbers. And with my accountant at the time, we found out that I'd be saving 50 G's a year by moving to Vegas. So I was like, even if I go to Vegas
and switching to Geico.
and I was like, and I fucking hate it, just by living in Vegas for 5 years and then moving back, 50 times 5 is $250,000. I'm like, is it worth $250,000 just to live somewhere else? I'm like, fuck yeah.
But it's hot for a month and a half.
I know.
2 months, dude.
Yeah, so like I think that's and so,
There's not as much traffic.
yeah, so there's also like, and also there's the way like, so there's numbers, and then there's the way like people have to be able to perceive things, and I think that's a huge thing that people have to get through their head. So one thing that like really helped me understand that was, so like if we just go round numbers, California state income tax is 13%, right? Which means if you make 100 G's, you're paying 13,000 a year. 200 G's, 26,000 a year. So like, let's say your household income, 100, right? Guy and girl, 100. Let's say it's 200 G's. 26,000 a year is 2 G's a month. AKA, if you live in Nevada, they're giving you a free house, right? Because if you save 2 G's a month, that's your mortgage.
Yeah, that's
so a lot of times people, they see the numbers, but it's this lofty thing, and they're not able to adjust the framework. And that's the hardest part too. So I think like understanding taxes isn't just about the numbers, but also learning how to reframe it and make those numbers work in your favor.
It's like he's talking at me right now. It's like he's telling me right now.
Nick Dunn fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link to this video once it's up.
The thing about Vegas, the scammy thing about Vegas is vehicle registration, total joke.
Hella expensive.
Total joke. So you're about to get hosed.
Your classic cars are gonna be cheap though.
Yeah, but then the insurance providers are limited to Hagerty.
Oh, really?
I can't get AAA. I can't get none of those.
I got
Because of the year?
No, because of historical. You have what?
I'll hook you up with mine. I pay $25 a month.
To which provider?
State Farm.
Oh, State Farm. I didn't think about that. Okay.
No, they're all over the TV.
Well, then there you go.
What do you mean?
Me and Anthony know insurance guy too.
A what?
He chokes me out like literally every day.
Your insurance guy?
Yeah, we get like home and auto insurance through him.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And if he finds a cheaper place that's not through him, he'll just recommend you that other place.
Okay, cool.
And property tax is not much different than Cali, I don't think.
Oh, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah.
By a
How
fuck
much?
ton.
Yeah. I mean, they make their money through the car stuff. That's. But it's still not.
How much is your registration?
Well, it's a
Depends on the weight
tiered.
of your
It's like
car.
it's not just weight. It's also like a value of your car at the time and how old it is. So like for example, when I got registration for my Jeep, it's 10 years old, so the value of it's way lower, and the registration might have been like $200, normal shit, 100 something. But then my Tesla, it's only 1 year old. So how much I still owe on it, I had to pay like $1,000 for the registration.
My Tacoma was like 500.
I'll put it like this. I think Nevada.
And get this, it's like it's every year.
Yeah, that's.
It's not like California, and then you have to smog every year, so that's an inconvenience too.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to smog every year,
California
even with the
for
hybrid.
50
By the way,
Gs,
we have a hybrid, and we have to smog every year.
But at least the smogging is easier.
Yeah, the regulations isn't like California.
It's a little like photo mart stall.
But if you get classic status, you don't have to smog.
Yeah, I'm just gonna freaking.
I don't have to smog my EV. I'll tell you that.
You know what I mean?
But this is some boomer talk, dude. We're talking about old people shit.
I'm interested.
But this is also the stuff that, as boring as it is, if
wish
I
people
knew
told
this
me
when
this
I was
shit.
younger,
Yeah.
I feel like I would be in
It's the stuff I wish I knew when I was 21. I wished I fucking knew, dude.
I would be in such a better position.
I also think property taxes are a freaking scam. In
It is.
general.
It's very sad, especially when you think of like elderly people. It's really sad. Yeah, they gotta like get another job after retiring because of that. It's pretty sad.
It's a good way to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, it's a good way to keep them young. You know what I'm saying? Bag those groceries.
Yep. Always gotta keep moving.